Hello everybody, delighted this week that we have guests from the research community at ATU Sligo and from the Faculty of Engineering and Design. So Marion and Babak, delighted you're my guest this week. And I'm going to start with you, Marion. Tell us a little bit about yourself and particularly the MOCUS project.
Yeah, so I'm a lecturer in engineering and really involved in research and really enjoy working with PhD students and helping them develop and go out into the world and make a difference with their research. So with the MOCUS, this modelling and computation for health and society. So it's a postgraduate research training programme. So we have a group of 15 PhD students from across the ATU, and they're all working on individual research projects using modelling and AI and computational tools, but really trying to have a positive impact on society. So some of them are working on developing new medical devices and new healthcare programs, and some of them are working on climate resilience and reducing pollution and help us respond to environmental challenges. So with the program, we can train them as a group on certain things like how to engage with stakeholders in your research, be that citizens or clinicians, or how to communicate your research to the public and get people involved and excited about what you're doing, and also on the technical skills and also in their own personal development.
I was really blown away when I went to both the launch of MOCUS and recently the symposium you had down in Galway, and the variety of postgrads from all over the world and the academics from right across the ETU that were involved. So maybe if you'd introduce Babak, and then we'll ask Babak to tell a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm delighted to introduce Babak. So
Yeah.
Babak's one of our students on the ATU Sligo campus in the Faculty of Engineering. So Babak comes from Iran, and he's very interesting history and his motivations why he came here. So you can tell us about that.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I'm Babak. I finished my bachelor and master in mechanical engineering in 2013, and after that I worked as a design and manufacturing engineer and manager. I founded a company in 2014. I was CEO of that company, and in 2022 I have this great opportunity to be awarded this precious MOCUS scholarship for working on a project related to the health and society, as Marion said. This project is under supervision of Dr. Xavier Villay and Dr. Vakas Salim, and all this project is under MOCUS, and thanks to Marion for one of the great co-program lead of this program. Actually, we are going to work on designing and manufacturing and developing porous biomedical devices, especially hip joint implant, which is used for total hip arthroplasty using topology optimization and additive manufacturing. All we know that metal dense implants are widely used for orthopedic treatments nowadays, but using a dense metal inside the human body can cause a plethora of problems. For instance, since the stiffness of the implant is much higher than the bone tissue, it can cause phenomena named stress shielding, cause some problems such as bone resorption, implant loosening, and as well as in worst cases it can be detrimental and bone fracture. So many patients require second surgery for that case. A remedy for that is to use porous implants. We are working on developing a porous implant to replace and use it instead of a dense metal one. But when you are working with a porous structure, you have lots of parameters, lots of design parameters. For instance, pore size, strut size, porosity, and relative density. For instance, if you increase the porosity, you will decrease the drastic effects of stress shielding, but on the other hand, you will increase the chance of micromotion, which is detrimental or have negative effect on bone ingrowth and actually osseointegration, which is important for long-term stability of the implant. So we have a zone here, we have an optimal zone here. We want to reach that optimal zone using topology optimization. Topology optimization is a structural optimization to eliminate part from our design domain under this constraint that I told you, and to reach a porous structure, porous morphology, to use in human body. But it is just a theoretical part of our study. We need to build that and check the feasibility and manufacturability of our design, our developed design. So we want to use additive manufacturing for this stuff. And by using additive manufacturing, we will test it from biomedical, biological aspects and manufacturing aspect. And we hope that in the future we can reach a point that we use for in vivo study.
That sounds just amazing. And I know I saw the posters down in Galway, and I know Marion and our colleagues were going to hang some of the posters in the foyer here in Sligo so people can read more about it.
Yeah.
And I know Aidan's planning to do a more detailed podcast, because you could talk for hours about this. It's just fascinating.
Yeah, I just tried to.
Yeah, I know, but he wants me to keep short. So I'm going to encourage people to stop you in the corridor, to say hello, to learn more about what you're doing. And we've many other postgrads, as Marion said, that we're going to be, with the podcast series, Aidan's planning to share and highlight all the fabulous work that's going on. So I'm going to finish off by asking you something about yourself that colleagues don't know. Tell us a little bit that you might like to share.
When you come from a country far from here, you have it has, when you study abroad, it has lots of merits, but on the other side you have some negative points. For instance, you have to cope with your lots of problems by yourself. For instance, last week, unfortunately, I lost my grandpa, and it was really drastic for me, a dramatic moment. I had to cope with that. Far from my family, I couldn't take part in his funeral, and it was hard for us. And also, we have seen some bad news from Iran. It will affect our emotion a lot. You know all about that, the bad news that we have recently from Iran. It is the dark side of being away from your country.
Yeah.
But here you have opportunity to meet new people, to have great things. For instance, I had always this dream to dive. Now I'm the member of the diving club in the university, and we have done lots of dives. So the combination of these problems and benefits make it a really great opportunity for us, and meeting great lecturers, my supervisor. I have to thank all of them for all support and all assistance that I received from them so far.
Thank you for being so frank and open with us, and so sorry for your loss. Really feel for what you went through. And I know, colleagues, it's a lovely community here, and the postgrad community that we're building up with our PIs are really so supportive. So I'm going to finish with Marion and ask us to tell us a little bit about herself that maybe we don't know.
I'm from Balcoon in County Fermanagh, and I've travelled around the world a little bit in my own research career, but very glad to have settled in Ireland, and get out at the weekends and run up a mountain or something like that. Helps relieve all the stress, of the week.
Great, Marion. Marion and Babak, thank you so much for being my guest this week.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate all the work you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.